Hey everyone, today we have some really old Sprite and some new Sprite. Today we're going to be opening them up and comparing them. This container of Sprite is from 1979, so that makes it 40 years old. This 6-pack of Sprite is the newer version of that. This is American Sprite. This here is Mexican Sprite. The reason I brought this one is because this one contains only sugar. It doesn't have any high fructose corn syrup if you look at the ingredients in here. It says on here, full cane sugar. Let's get a look at that label. This doesn't have any of that high fructose corn syrup in it. Now these bottles here, let's get a quick look at these. These do have high fructose corn syrup in them. And go ahead down here, take a look at the bottle. It was made in 2019. Now this one here, you go down and look at the bottom. It says right here, 1979. And this bottle here just makes it even cooler. You see all these little imperfections when they were molding the glass. And this here is because it was like banging around with other bottles for many years, wearing itself down. Now this one here might have high fructose corn syrup in it because Sprite went over to high fructose corn syrup from sugar in the early 80s. Now this here, it's really hard to read with the rust, the ingredients in this, but I'm able to make out what it says here. It does say carbonated water, high fructose corn syrup, and or sugar. So this could be all sugar cane. It might be a mix of both, but I highly doubt, because it's from 79, that it's all high fructose corn syrup because they didn't fully go over until the early 80s. So there's a good chance this is all sugar or at least partially sugar. We're going to open up one of each, take a look at the color. Has the color changed at all? Sometimes old sugar, as the flavoring rots, it starts to turn brown. And we can also see if there's carbonation in there. Usually there is a little bit carbonation. Sometimes there's a whole ton of it, like when I opened the 7-Up. We're going to start opening these things up now and pouring them into the glasses. Okay, first up, we'll open up the old one. Heard that? There was a hiss. And yes, it is carbonated. I don't know if it's a lot, but there's definitely some bubbles in there. Let's pour this into the glass. It seems to be carbonated pretty well, actually. And you see it's a little bit brown. That's normal because the flavoring kind of rotted, so this is probably just going to smell like soda syrup. Yes, it does. All old soda pretty much smells the same unless it's Coca-Cola. Old Coca-Cola starts to smell like soy sauce. Okay, now we're going to put this in the smaller glass because this is a really small bottle. Yep, that one has a lot of carbonation because it's brand new. Let's go ahead and get some of this into here. Yep, we got a ton of carbonation in that one. And you see it's crystal clear, just like water. You can really see the difference there. Here's the Mexican one. A lot of carbonation. Let's get that one out. And also, perfectly clear. So you see there's a little bit of rot going on in there. And this one, the bottle's a lot bigger. By how much? How many ounces is this one? This is a 16-ounce bottle. One from Mexico. It's Mexican, so it doesn't go by ounces. 355 milliliters. And this one is 8, so this is half of that. Amazingly, the old one does have carbonation. Looks pretty good. Okay, first up, a smell test. Smells nothing like it. It's still super sweet. Smells like any other soda I've ever opened up. All old soda smells the same. Okay, you can really smell the lemon lime in that one. Really smell it in that one. Yep, those are pretty much the same. Can't tell the difference. Let's say, try this one first. Okay. Even though this one has sugar and this one's high fructose corn syrup, I cannot notice a difference. Really can't. Let's get this one. There's something about old soda that's rotting. I think it tastes awesome. It's a weird flavor you would never get anywhere else. Really weird flavor. Looks like there's a few small particles floating in here, so we can probably take a look at this under the microscope later on. As you can see, the logo has changed. Now we actually have a picture of a lemon and lime. Back then it was just a star. Back then it said trademark. Even the one from Mexico has a different mark. I often use these for the microscope. I buy these from China, get this big pack for like $3 with free shipping. They're made for coin collectors, but I can put a few drops of water in there because the more you put under the microscope at once, the better chance you're going to find something, because there's not a lot in that thing. If I was to get one drip, chances are I won't get one of the particles. It's not like the time that I opened up the Dr. Pepper. There is not a lot of particles in this. They're like few and far between. So hopefully I'll get one on this. Okay, you see that? The bubbles don't matter because with the microscope I'll just look around that. And it looks like in the center there I did get one of the particles, so that's good. Because I got one of the particles, I think I don't even need to use these, but I'm going to make one anyways. Because when you put those things for the coins under the microscope, you can't go that far in as with this. Because that takes up space, you can't use the higher objectives. Just in case I might not get it, I'm going to put 3 cover slips on this. That'll increase my chance. Okay, now we're taking a look at the actual slide. And there's a lot of small particles in this, amazingly. Take a look at that. There are so many tiny things in there. You see all that fine dust throughout the soda? I couldn't even imagine this when I was looking at it with the naked eye. Couldn't see any of this stuff. Okay, look at all that stuff there. Okay, we're gonna go in even further. It's amazing. There's so much debris in the soda. Even further. Now we're zoomed in 1,000 times into the soda. There's a lot of whatever this is. And this stuff I'm seeing, it might be nothing. It's probably just the flavoring that broke down. I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit further, but usually it gets way too dark to even see anything. Right now I'm up to 2,500 times. You're really not going to see anything else. I want to take a sample of the brand new soda because you never know. Some of the stuff might be normal. You know how I just saw plant cells? Maybe that's from the lemon lime. So I'm thinking maybe the new one might have this. We got to take a look. Okay, right now you're looking at the new American Sprite. And it turns out some of that debris is normal. The bigger pieces aren't because they're all like grouped together. But it turns out even the brand new soda has the small particles in there. So that's got to be completely normal. So I'm guessing it's fibers from the lemon and lime. It's got to be because this is the brand new soda. Okay, so I'm going to go to this area here where we have a lot of debris. Let's go in even further, get a better look. So we're basically seeing the same stuff as the older soda had. Like these things, when I zoom really far in, a lot of them just look like fibers, but a few of them you can actually see individual cells. Okay, now we're looking at 1,000 times. Let me get some of that. There we go. The stuff moving is what we're looking at. That other stuff is just in the background. Trying to get this focused in. So that's what we're dealing with, that stuff there. That all looks like plant stuff, so it's got to be from the flavoring process. And here we have a big group of the stuff. So, looks like that was completely normal. I tried to look as closely as I could to the brand new soda. I couldn't see anything floating around, so I figure in the old one, just from it sitting on a shelf for decades, I figure a bunch of this stuff settled to the bottom, kind of got stuck together just like pulp does. And even after pouring it out, it just did not separate again. So that's all it is. It's just settling pulp from the flavoring process. So here we are in the world of the Sprite. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of small particles in the sample. This is the bigger sample I took. That's just an air bubble. Lots of those small particles. Like, what is that there? That looks like a plant cell, doesn't it? You can see all the... Yeah, you can see the cells. Is that bigger thing in there? All this was in that soda. I can't believe it. After looking under the microscope, you can now see all that. I could not see that with the naked eye. And we're not even zoomed in that much. So this is about all we're going to see. Unless we take a look at the slide, I can't zoom in anymore with that piece of coin. I don't think I can. Let me try. So this is definitely something to think about. Even the older one has that kind of stuff on it. This here wasn't very helpful. Okay, you see that right there? That you can actually see a bigger piece there floating around. So I figure a bunch of stuff just got clumped together to make those. But you take a look at the soda. With the naked eye, you cannot see a thing. The new and old one, you really can't see anything, especially the new one. You don't see anything floating around. But just like anything else, if you look at it under a microscope, you'll find something. Even tap water, you find things in it.